Hi, and welcome to another episode of Trang Tries It. I am actually trying another bone reading today, or it's also called osteomancy. I forgot that I wanted to say a little something here before we continue on to my other reading, but shout out to our viewer and follower, Meta Psychics, who commented on one of our previous videos and suggested that I try out a bone throwing reading. So we found two readers on TikTok, but I kind of want to take a look at both of them and kind of show you a bit more of the nuance. And also, again, at the Happy Healing Shop, we always want to reiterate that ethics in a reader is really important. And so first we have Old Spooky Witch. She does $20 TikTok readings and also ones that are more thorough readings. And there's one where she spins a coin where it says yes or no. People ask yes or no questions. And so this is something that some people might do, where it's just like a cheap reading and then it's like a yes or no maybe. However, I want to explain that there is, I don't want to say a danger to this, but there is a way where it can be borderline, maybe not the, I want to say unethical, but the best way of doing it, because after working in the metaphysical and spiritual realm, we realize that there's a lot of people that have had traumas or just feel so disempowered or have a really huge energy shift when they have come out of a reading that probably wasn't said in the best way, had a lot of negative news for them. And there is always a tactful way to say it. And there is always also a good reader will be able to differentiate like what you should and should not tell a client, if that makes sense. And that comes with experience and time. So for example, here, I'm going to show you a couple clips on her TikTok readings. So yeah, this is Spooky Old Witch. When we were looking, we found her account. You know, I kind of look for some of their content before I decide to book with them. And that's the thing, as a consumer, you need to do that as well. Here we go. Here's one that says, I need a brutal answer. I am so lost. Does he love me? Please, I beg you. So obviously this is like, you can tell, at least the way it's written, there's a lot of desperation energy there. And sometimes those are people that I personally, we wouldn't take because they're not in the right mindset, or it has to be delicate in a way of like be able to explain to them about the situation, what we read into, whether it's tarot or psychic.
Oh, fuck me.
So the card says you are loved.
Really thought, don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up.
So that card said you're here for a reason. Did I make the right decision leaving him? And this looks like one of her coin toss readings.
Uh-oh. Did you do it for the wrong reasons?
So right here it says, did I make the right decision leaving him? And it says no. And in this case, okay, so Maria's had readings before where there's tricky things like, should we divorce? That like we've gotten questions that are very heavy, where you think like maybe a marriage counselor or maybe like counseling might be a better option. But I have seen Maria done it in a very delicate manner where it kind of shows she can see the energy of people and being able to explain like, you know, the probability of it might be difficult because I'm seeing that you two aren't communicating and one person isn't willing to make it work, you know, but that goes more with the in-depth reading. Whereas readings like this, even though they might be more cheap and affordable, it just doesn't do justice, because you can just see that it can make people, instead of coming out of a reading feeling they understand the whole situation, or they understand, have a deep understanding of like how things are going on, giving some guidance. It's more of just, in a way, it's just kind of blunt, but not in the most helpful, empowering way, if that makes sense. So this one is saying, am I making the right choice staying with my fiance? I feel like if you're asking this question, then deep down, you probably know the answer. Or you can get guidance through like a counseling session.
No. Run, honey.
So again, the coin throw says no. And it's one of those things where this is such a heavy topic and there's just so much to it, where even as a consumer, I would say try to refrain from getting questions for doing readings like this where it's just yes and no, because sometimes it's better to probably get a more thorough reading of why or what, where, when, but more so like the understanding of it. So the why. Finally, let's take a look at one more. Is he going to divorce me? It's a really heavy and loaded question.
Yes.
And when someone hears an answer like that, their energy is going to change. I've never met a client that's come out of a negative reading, let's put it that way, and they've thought to themselves, you know what though, I am more powerful than any other reading, and it's not going to happen. The energy that people leave from a reading is really important. And even I walked out once to a reading when I was much younger for a palm reading, and she said there was a curse on the females in my family where we were unhappy, and this was probably my early 20s, and I thought to myself walking out, I was like, is there a curse that I just haven't been noticing all this time? I mean, I sometimes have bad days, I have some good days too, just like any other human, but it lingered in my mind for a while, and that's not a good thing. It's one of those things I like, will it help and be for your highest good to hear that, when in reality sometimes it's generational trauma or ancestral trauma that repeats itself in the family instead. So that is my 2 cents on this. And the reason why I'm telling you is so you can be more educated consumer when you're looking out there for readings and for readers and how they conduct their services. So let's check out the next person I found on TikTok, and her name is Faith, and her TikTok account is mother.of.worms. I found this person through TikTok, and what I loved about it is she has like short readings that she'll post on TikTok. I think it usually takes her like 15 minutes to film, and then she cuts it down to like 3-minute video, and it's through her link in bio. It takes you to an Etsy shop, and then you purchase the service from there, and it's only about $9. So if you want to just try reading for the fun of it, if you don't have TikTok, that's totally fine, because she will send you the link so you can watch it. So let's take a look, and her account is called mother.of.worms, but I'm going to include the link down below in case you want to try a reading from her. And also I looked through some of her videos, and I do like the style of reading that she does, or not even just the readings, but her content, really empowering and really sweet, kind energy. So I also believe she is LGBTQ. So if you want to support someone of that, we love supporting diverse people as well. Okay, let's take a look at my reading. So what's awesome is she told me how you can create your own system as a reader. So you'll see that she puts her own charms in there, and then kind of use your own system. Like you'll see she has a Batman symbol sort of charm, and that might mean something for her. Or like a bell, and that means like a certain symbol for her. So it's kind of really, again, similar, she said, similar to tarot, except you create your own system of symbols to interpret, which I think is pretty cool.
There is a social or traditional aspect here that is holding you back. I'm kind of hearing the expectations of others that you kind of feel like you want, but maybe don't 100% prescribe to. Just keep that in mind. And then here we have the absolute antithesis to that, because you are being asked to go forward towards friendships, community. I think we're going away from what is expected of us and what we feel like we're supposed to do. I kind of see from like a family aspect, and going towards more friendship, more putting yourself out there. I can see something about the past could potentially make this a more difficult thing for you to transition into, but also keep in mind that your ancestors and your guides are like approving of it. They're asking you to do that. And then we kind of take a little trek over here. 2 paths. One ends in a roadblock. Can't go no further. And that one is trying to obtain, holding things together for the sake of holding them together and not actually wanting to do them. And then this path looks like a much clearer and honestly very straightforward path. And this one takes you to actually listening to yourself and listening to what you want and listening to how you are being guided. Not the way that you think you're supposed to do things, but the way that you actually want to do them. Once we're able to follow that path, we come to a very fun and enlightening journey. It is more so a journey of kind kind of your own personal growth, but definitely because we're hearing a lot of messages about community and friendship and collaboration with other people. I also see a little bit of this being in like a sort of real life adventure sort of way, and that is going to lead you over here to feeling purposeful, finding what you know you really want to do, what you're good at, and feeling a sense of fulfillment and peace with that. And then I love here, let me move it a little bit more. I love that it just kind of leads off. Like, once you get here, that doesn't mean that the journey's over. That's just the beginning. And then it kind of like leaves us with the hope of there's a lot else out there. And right now you're focused on this one aspect of the picture, but there is so much more for you too. It is so easy to get stuck here with the expectations of other people upon you. But again, there's just so much more waiting for you if you can figure out how to really listen to yourself and even take help from others. Prioritize yourself.
So with my reading right there, how I am interpreting it is that maybe there is a path that the expectations I would think is probably from my parents or family and stuff like that, doing like more of like traditional route. And I think this is a reading about my career because she's talking about the path that is kind of like an ending or a block. And let's see if I can pull it up. Yeah, there you go. The ending or block right here. And that's probably more of like the traditional office job, the route. And when she said there's a whole entire path this way and it's going to set me on a journey, I just kind of know that's probably talking about the Happy Healing Shop, bringing when she talks about friends and community. So that is how I am interpreting her reading about my situation. And there you go. There is my short TikTok reading. I asked for just a general reading for any messages that came through. You could ask for a specific topic, such as career, relationships, health, and all that kind of stuff. But again, she does preface that whatever message that needs to come through will come through, and she puts on the like as a little like FYI disclaimer in her service on Etsy. So she was really sweet. I cannot stress enough, she was really sweet to communicate with and talk back and forth with, and explaining how bone throwing works with me. So I really do highly recommend her. But also at the same time, keep in mind that because she does have a day job as well, she might take maybe about 1 to 2 weeks, maybe more like 1.5 weeks to get to your reading. So that's just like a little FYI. So there you have it. Let me know your thoughts if you're going to try reading from her, and let me know how it goes. And if you like this video, don't forget to click that like and subscribe button down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.